little update on yesterday's video. If you haven't seen it, go watch it because you won't know what I'm talking about. This is more of a little update video than what I usually do. But basically, we got it signed. Turns out B didn't have a buyer, and or he did. He claimed he was at a certain number that was lower than what our buyer was at yesterday. So we went up with our buyer. We did have to cut the price a little bit. So a lesson there of how important speed is, and a guaranteed yes today is better than a maybe tomorrow. So our buyer today or yesterday was at 46.5K, and the maybe buyer was at around 50. And they decided to wait, which we recommended against it, but do what you got to do, I guess. So now it's today, and the buyer went down to 44, actually went down to 40. We brought him up to 43, and then we brought him back up to 44 in the end. So lost 2.5 bands, but it is what it is, and it's a good lesson to pay, and not that expensive of a lesson. So our first lesson that we had to pay in knowing the importance of speed cost us about like 5 to 10K. So a lot better than, or a lot worse than 2.5. So you could have lost a lot more. Now, yes, it's annoying for us, but like it doesn't really, at the end of the day, that's 2.5 band split, whatever ways. So it's not the end of the world. Now, the other thing is figuring out how to split with B. And what we ended up doing is I made sure that Javon got his, Jay, ignore that. Jay got his 50% because, again, he got the deal, and there's two sides of the wholesaling. There's the getting the deal and there's getting the buyer. And nobody helped him get the deal. He did it himself. So, well, I mean, even if he did it, he does cold calling. But he earns that 50%, and I would rather get 0% than let B take from that 50%. So I was on a phone call with B for, I don't know how long, maybe like 20 minutes today after we got the assignment agreement with the buyer, and we're working out the details of the JV. And he wanted to get Jay on the call to get him to agree to a 25-25-25-25 split. I don't know why I said it like that. And I was like, no way, that's not happening. Let's figure this out on the call here. He gets his 50%. We split our 50% 3 ways. So instead of doing that, like 25 4 ways, he does 50, and then we do 50 3 ways, which turned out to be like 16.6 something, 6666. And what he was first was like nah, went back and forth. What I think like hooked him back in was offering him that extra 0.3%. So I offered him the 17%. I'll take the 16%, and Jack will take 16%. So that kind of helped push it along. I guess the point of this video there is threefold. The first is speed is king, especially in deals when you know you have to make the move and you know you have to get big numbers moved on in real estate, because so many things can happen in the span of just a few hours. And if you can't get that signature, you're not locked in with anything, and nothing means shit. And to tell you how many times we've had to realize that, and the reason behind why we're so adamant on speed, sign, get it done. I'd rather sign someone today at 45,000 than a maybe tomorrow at 50,000, because you're always guaranteed that money today. You're not guaranteed it tomorrow. Now, the other thing is understanding how to, I guess, deal with people, and deal with people when it comes to money, because money is a sensitive subject for a lot of people, and rightfully so. I mean, everything runs on money. So you have to understand that. And furthermore, you have to understand the importance of money and why it's important to that individual. So if you know me, you know that money isn't important to me in the way of I want to have money. It's more important of what I can do with it, and the lives I can change, and the business I can build, and the empire eventually. Now that, I'm kind of an open book with it. So you can kind of know when you're negotiating with me what the thing is. But every single person has that, and every single person is slightly different and very unique to them. So for B, for example, actually I won't talk about that. But understanding what they want the money for and why they want the money that they're looking for, and why they feel like they earn it. Because there's two things. There's what they're going to use the money for, what the money means to them, and why they believe that they're entitled to that money. So that's the reason I kept reiterating Jay's value of that 50%, is that's exactly why he should get it. And eventually I conveyed it to him by flipping on him, because a lot of people, actually, here's another thing, here's a little gem. A lot of people, no matter what you tell them, if it's not about them, they won't understand it, they won't get it. So if you tell someone he deserves 50% because he did have to work, even though it's a logically sound argument, it won't stick with them emotionally. What will is you flip it on them and you say, okay, so let's say, like, you wholesale, right? So how many deals have you wholesaled in the past whatever month? Okay, on that deal, are there any of them that you worked with someone where you did like a 50-50 split, where you took the property, or you brought the property and you brought the buyer? It's like, yeah. All right. Is there anyone where you took 25% of the deal and they took the rest, or some other people took from your 50%? And they're like, no. And then it hits them. They're like, oh shit, that would suck if it was me. And in most cases, the people will agree, like, okay, back off. They get their 50%, whatever. Now, there's some cases where they don't, and that's when you got to take other tactics. There's a lot of tactics in the book of psychology, and understanding how to talk to people. And I don't want to call it manipulation, because I think manipulation is a very negative connotation, but it is at the end of the day. But manipulation, in what it is a tool, and you can do it for good or you can do it for bad. You can do it to persuade someone to do the right thing, or you can do it to make them, gaslight them into believing that whatever the wrong thing is the right thing. But at the end of the day, it's the same thing with wholesaling, it's the same thing with business, it's the same thing with life in general. Because people will do what they believe in, and the only way to change that is to change their beliefs. And the only way to change their beliefs is to, quote unquote, manipulate. But you can either manipulate someone to doing something terrible, you can tell them that killing kids is good, or you can tell them that you're in debt, you financially can't support yourself, and if you can sell this house, sell this property, you will put yourself in a better situation, not only for you, but for your children as well. And by showing them a different angle, that's literally like what manipulation is showing someone a different angle from what they are currently looking at. And it can do a lot of good. So back to what I was talking about, there's 3 points. Speed is key, understanding how to play the player, I guess. Not play the player. There's a game, and everybody wants to win. So it's how do you make everybody win and everybody happy at the end of the day. And you can't always do it, but when you can, you should do it every single time. And that's what we did. We split it 3 ways, gave them an extra percentage of that 17%, and that was it. Now the third thing is transforming people from not wanting to do business with you, or like not wanting you, to really loving you and really being friends and wanting to do business with you in the future. And the way you do that, it's a little tricky, and it really depends on the situation. The way it was done this time was by, the first step was showing our intentions early on, and showing if we have the upper hand, we will be fair. No matter whether you do or don't. There's a little bit what we talked about yesterday. If we have the upper hand and we have the strength, we will be fair and we'll be just. Now, if you have the upper hand, we urge you to be just, but it's not up to us to decide that. It's, at the end of the day, it's up to the person it's up to the stronger person to decide what happens to the weak. And in a perfect world, the strong will always take care of the weak. But we definitely do not live in a perfect world, so you never know. And what is more important is, even if you're the weak and you're suppressed or preyed upon the strong, when you get in the shoes of the strong, what will you do? And that's the big thing. That's the key that changes everything. Because you can either take revenge, you can tell them, screw you, this is what happened, or you can be just and you can say, this is what I've earned and what I deserve, and this is what you earned. May even sprinkle a little bit on top. It doesn't have to be a big thing, but it can be something, some emotional tie, something that makes them feel like, okay, it's okay not to be the strongest in the room, because I know the strongest in the room is going to take care of me. Because a lot of times these are insecurities from people that are in strength that shit on people who are weak, is because they feel like if they let go of that strength, they're nothing, and the people who take it on top are going to screw them. And usually it's true. So just by showing them that that's not true, immediately build a bond between you guys. Like, he went from like very against it in the beginning of the call to, like, we're damn near friends at this point. And hopefully I asked him about like a few deals he has and told him we can help him out with them. Actually, I need to send him a link right now for property deals. www.propertydeals.app. Check it out. And if you're for some reason watching this, B, you know who you are. It's great working with you. Let's do it again. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. Holy long video. This is gonna come out tomorrow. This is gonna ruin my whole like posting schedule. I'm gonna have to start posting one day in advance every day. That might be actually kind of nice. But it's actually a beautiful, gorgeous day today. Like 70 degrees and sunny. Don't get this type of weather. Trying a new hairstyle right now, just for tonight, I guess. That's all I got for you guys today. Peace.